If you're not using the data out of any of your CRMs, then you're just flying blind still.
I built this business. I've made millions and millions of dollars in sales, right?
Your brand extraordinary. He's trying to make everybody go from ordinary to extraordinary lives. Talk to me. Everybody, welcome back to the Exit Rich podcast. I'm sitting here with Jake Lawson from Extraordinary Flooring. He's the founder and CEO. Got big goals to get to 50 million, my friend. Welcome to the podcast, Jake. We're talking about flooring growth, building it to sell it, which I know you are. Thank you for coming on to the podcast.
You're welcome, man. Thanks for having me. That's fucking grow, right?
There you go. Nothing else to do but do it. So, Jake, tell everybody who you are, that you're from Ohio, and what you do.
Ohio, no, baby. I'm from New Orleans, Louisiana. So, Jacob.
Okay, New Orleans. Hold on one second. Why did it say Columbus, Ohio on here? All right, come on. Let's get the facts right here, guys. Okay, so you're from New Orleans. That explains the voice, the accent. I like it, though. I dig it. Are you single?
No. Thank the Lord I'm no longer single. That's wild days there. That's wild days in New Orleans.
When you were single, they liked that voice, didn't they?
Oh yeah. They liked everything about it.
You had a voice for radio right there. All right, tell me you are there from New Orleans. Let it rip.
All right, man. Jacob Lawson, born and raised in New Orleans, Louisiana. My primary business is Extraordinary Flooring. We are specialty decorative concrete coatings, and concrete polishings contractors. So we are specialists in all things decorative concrete polishings, and coatings. We're primarily commercial, although we are starting and revamping our residential division, but 90% of our business is commercial. We're on pace to do a little bit over 4 this year. And we've been in business 20 years. And so that's my primary business. My passion project is all things extraordinary, helping people define, create, and envision their own version of the extraordinary life, and then achieving it. So that's my passion. But what pays the bills is Extraordinary Flooring.
All right, you married, kids?
Married, yep, married to my beautiful wife for 8 years now. 2 beautiful girls with her, and 1 beautiful girl from a previous, not marriage, but damn near. So 3 girls, 18, 8, and 5.
So you're out there just making girls. I'm out there just making men. Men, I call it the triple M. Men make men, baby.
All I can do is inspire them and be that mentor for them. I can't be their daddy.
No, listen. Hey, listen. If my wife says all the time, I wish you would have got a girl, and I'm like, listen, you're a boy mom, babe. You're a boy mom. You got 3 boys. I got 4. I'm fortunate. My oldest son's mom's a great woman. Took care of my son. Made sure he was raised properly. Brought him to me. I'm fortunate. I have 2 good mother of my children, which is the biggest thing I tell people. The most important decision you'll make, whether what business you go into, where you go to college, what you do as a sport, the biggest decision you'll ever make in your lifetime is who you marry and who you have children with. There's no bigger decision in my opinion. Like, feel like, oh, do it for love. Fuck that. Don't do it for love. Do it for trust. Do it for who's going to be a good person, who's going to take care of your family. I love my wife now, but I just have a very different opinion. The biggest decision you're going to make is who you're with.
I completely agree. And you can't do what we do in business if you don't have somebody solid taking care of your kids. You can't do both, right, to the fullest. If you don't have somebody solid having your back, taking care of your kids, man, while you're doing what you're doing business-wise, it's a tough thing, very tough.
I said this quote to someone, Jake, the other day. They were asking me, about different things, and I said, I don't need wings when I got my wife's arms pushing me all the time. They were like, damn. You know what I mean? They didn't know what to say. I said, I don't need wings when I got my wife's hands pushing me all the time. Her arms are constantly pushing me. Like, not in a bad way. She doesn't care. She doesn't care about money, but she allows me to be me no matter how it is. And she's always like, if that's what you're going to do, the ultimate trust, let's go do it. You know what I mean? So you just need that.
To that, man, I had completely the opposite the first go round, and this round, this is what I got. And she allows me to be me. She doesn't question me. We have full trust in each other. And she says, Jake, do your passion, go after it. And she doesn't stop me. She doesn't hold me back. And that is such a blessing. If you want to choose a partner, Make sure you got one that aligns with you and supports you for what you want to do and what y'all want to do together. But if you've got these BHAGs like we were talking about earlier, then you might want to make sure you got a woman that's going to support you through that, and not one that's going to, want to try to chain you down as you keep growing and hitting the levels you're trying to go after.
So let's talk about your company, because I agree with you 150%. You're doing $4 million in flooring, which is a lot in flooring, which you don't realize. Most flooring companies are under $400,000 or $500,000. So you're doing 10 times the average flooring company, which is impressive, which tells me you're on the way to scale here. 20 years in business. What's the biggest challenges you've had so far?
I mean, personnel is always a challenge. As you're growing and handling multiple things and multiple projects, we're typically 4 to 10 jobs going on at a time, and so having that leadership on the floor, and being able to manage everything. So having that right personnel is always a challenge. So many people make it like it's something impossible, and it's not impossible. It's just a challenge, right? And I think everybody goes through it, right? So that's always one of them. And growth. I'd say, one of the biggest challenges in money is always cash flow, right? So, so many people just don't realize, as you start stepping up into, especially in the commercial world, how much money you're floating and fronting, and the bigger you get, that floating front only gets bigger, right? So cash flow is always a challenge. Um,
I don't like commercial work for that reason. We do no commercial work at any of my companies. We'll do over $100 million again this year, and we won't do one commercial job. But I just don't, yeah, because I'm not going to let you use my money to build your business, right? Like, just not going to happen, right? So I just don't do it, right? I mean, um, and I'll tell you the Kanicki story. This is like the final straw for me when I go back to all the time. This guy Tom Kanicki, good friend of mine, and he was great to me. Man, when I was selling Yellow Pages, I watched this guy build this business up. This is 20 plus years ago, probably 25 years ago. So just do the math here. He probably had a $4 million little service HVAC company down in like Bear, Delaware. Have you ever been to Bear, Delaware? It's like, man, like go out to go out to New Orleans in the middle of the country, and I can't even explain what this Bear, Delaware looks like. It's the fucking sticks, right? Guy's doing $4 million, $4 million, right? All residential services, printing money, beautiful building, beautiful farm, beautiful wife, beautiful kids. And he goes to me one day, I'm going to get into commercial. And I'm like, man, all the guys I know are either in commercial or they're in residential. And he's like, well, I got this estimator, and he does a great job at estimating commercial work, and we're going to do it. He was bankrupt 3 years later. The estimator did a few bad jobs, bankrupt, lost his farm, lost everything. He actually sells HVAC equipment now. He's happy, owns a few Ritas. We had to build everything back, wound up getting divorced. And I always think about when me and him were talking when he's struggling. The guy was a very good guy, a really nice guy. I almost joined him as a partnership, believe it or not, before I went on my own with one SEO. So it was literally about 20 years ago. And I mean, long story short, I watched that fall for commercial work, and I swore I would never do it. And then I got into my own coaching groups, my own mentors. They all do residential. They don't do any commercial. And I just like, you know what? That's the playbook I'm going to take. And I believe either you're a commercial person or you're not, right? Like you have the wherewithal to have the credit lines, to take the debt, to leverage money. And if you take a few bad beats, you're out of business.
Without a doubt, especially when you start getting into the big leagues. You take a $50,000 lick, something like that, you can survive, man. You take a $500,000 lick or $1 million lick, it's gonna sink you.
Yeah, and people are like, well, I'll sue them or I got a personal guarantee. Normally when people are licking you like that and taking you out, their word ain't shit, number one. Number two, they're pretty well insulated from that PG. So, like, you got a long uphill battle.
Tell people good luck. They start trying to read. If I read through every single page of these contracts are not made to protect me. They're made to protect them. So, like I tell people all the time, man, like the bigger they are, the harder they are to catch. If they're going to get you, they're going to get you.
Oh, yeah. I mean, but that's why, we just hired our first in-house legal counsel here at LB Capital for that reason. Because we spend, close to probably $800 to $1 million a year just in legal fees. Think about that. Like, no, we're going to bring this in house. So we just have it 24 hours a 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And, a lot of this stuff is templated. You're going to try and avoid every lawsuit anyway. I've never been in all my lawsuits I've been in, right? Because you got to go through lawsuits in time. Guess how many times I've ever walked into a courtroom and been to trial? One time. And it was a deadbeat for a lease that we had to sue to get out of one of our commercial properties. And our person that did the lease gave a residential lease on the commercial property and fucked up. And it was a nightmare to get him out. A nightmare. I think for a lease that was paying us $3,000 a month, me and my partner Sam, he knows the exact numbers. I think we spent $200,000 in legal fees to get this guy out. I mean, and it becomes a nightmare. So you're in the commercial space. You're going into residential now. What made you see the light? My podcast? What was it? Well, what made you see the light? I'm just kind of curious.
So I got my start in residential. That's where I came from. So I had my start in residential, and we started getting into commercial pretty damn heavy. And me personally, when I was carrying most of the load, I had a team doing the installations, but I didn't have the rest of the team supporting me. And when I was carrying most of the load and I started getting heavy in the commercial, like, man, I want to stop dealing with homeowners, like we deal with, especially when it comes to homeowners and what we do, it's such a specialty thing, decorative concrete, epoxy coatings. And I love the initial consultation with the homeowners, but I don't necessarily love all the rest of it that goes with it. I love the happy smiles once it's all done, but it's not tile. We can't change one tile because it has a nick in it. Decorative concrete and concrete coatings has some specialty stuff, and you have to be a little bit forgiving here and there. And homeowners, let's just say, are not that forgiving when they want perfection. And hey, they're hiring extraordinary flooring. That's what we're trying to deliver. And so I backed out of residential for a little while, focused on commercial, got it where we're pretty much the power player in the area. There's some other teams that play along with us, but we're probably the biggest that does all of the aspects. There's some other guys that compete with one or two aspects, but not all of those aspects. And so I was waiting for, they say it's not how, but who, right? So I was waiting to find the right who to help me pick back up on the residential side, and work through it for quite some time, and did find who I believe is the right who, and he runs the residential division. So he deals with all of the happy or unhappy homeowners that we have to deal with.
How's that going?
So far so good. I mean, we're 6 months back into revamping it, and it's picking up pretty cool. We're doing in between 50 and 100K a month on it. So, we're looking to be doing over $1 million, and by this time next year. So that's pretty exciting to jump back in. And I grew this whole business off of word of mouth, man. Word of mouth and reputation. So this is the first time we're actually doing some advertising, putting some money behind it.
What are you doing? What are you doing for advertising? What are you doing for advertising?
Meta, Google, SEO, that kind of deal,
Hey everyone, thank you for joining us today. I want to give a quick shout out to our sponsors, Service Titan and Rilla, our technology of choice to helping us scale and grow our business, and making sure all of our viewers have the technology to scale their business so when they want to sell it, they're able to. On $1 million budget, what do you spend a month?
Right now, all in between Meta and Google, about $6K a month.
We gotta get that weight up. We'll see you go to the gym there, my friend. We gotta get that weight up a little bit there, Jake. Help your sales guys out. How many sales guys you got?
Just that one right now.
He's gonna sell $1 million for you?
It's he's in potential for it. Yeah, he's on pace.
That's good. That's real good. I mean, my thing is this: I use the 10% rule. If you're shooting for $1 million, you should spend about $100,000. You're probably about $40,000 light. You're about $32,000 light. Because that's just going to feed the machine if you're advertising right. What CRM are you guys on?
HubSpot.
How you like it?
I do like it. We're not fully utilizing everything yet, so we're probably started this probably first quarter of the year, and so I like it so far. But I do know that we are not utilizing everything that we are paying for. So
Are you getting like are you getting an automated report every day with like your close rate, how many appointments you ran, what your close rate is, what your average ticket is, how many appointments you booked?
and that's what I wanted. That's what we hired. That's what I traded for, and I'm not getting everything that I want on it. But I'm definitely not.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing with these CRMs. If you don't hire a consultant company to build it out for you the way you want and set it up, it never gets done. Because what comes out of the box is okay, but you really need to take it. Like I got I have 5 high level engineers in my other room, and I flew them in from all around the country. I paid for them because I'm like, I just need this built out the right way. Like, and the one guy's like, I could do this from Florida. I'm like, no, dude, you can't do it from Florida. I have access to you here. My team needs access to you. There's nothing like shaking hands and being in the same room, talking, communicating, and getting to know each other. Make sense?
Wonder if he's the same guy that I paid 10 G's to set mine up for in Florida.
Oh, well, we'll go high level and we're on surface. Yeah, I mean, well, he's here.
No, but I don't have it to where my reporting is where I want it. It's got reports, and but it is not to where I want it for sure.
I know, but if you're not using it, it does you no good. Make sense?
It's a fucking expensive Rolodex right now.
Yeah, I mean, like I tell people this all the time, it does you no good. Like if you're not using the data from out of any of your CRMs and you're running your business off of the data, then you're just flying blind still. You're flying blind and you just put a lot of money out for no reason. And I refuse to do that. I refuse. Everything I do is KPI driven. So how are you going to go from 50 million? That's a big goal. Like I introduced you as $50 million Jake the Snake, baby. Let's go. How do you go from 4 to 50? Because that's a big jump.
The plan is to sell for 50. And the plan is in order to sell for 50, I'd had to be doing at least 20 mil and getting in that 20-25% net, which is, like I said, it's a BHAG. It's big hair in our day.
So you think in the flooring business, you're going to get 10x?
That's the BHAG, baby. That
Who told you you're going to get 10x in the flooring business?
nobody told me I would. Nobody said it was impossible either, right? What I have to do is have this brand blowing up and growing up bigger than me and without me and consistently growing and to be doing that for multiple years coming, And so, like I said, it is big, hairy, and audacious. Is it completely practical? Is it everyday statistics? No, but that's why it's the BHAG. Am I like, if I don't get 50 G's, I'm not selling? I mean, 50 mil, I'm not selling? No, I'm not there. I'm like, hey, if I get 5x, 6x on it and everything's kosher, I'll be all right,
Well, that's the whole thing. I say to people all the time. Like some guy was in my mastermind. He was a really nice guy, right? And he said, Lance, why do you always grow companies to 20 to 30 to 40 million and then sell them? Why not just go to 100 or 200 million? So I just asked the question nicely back. I said, how many companies have you sold? What do you think his answer was? There you go. I said, how big is your company? What do you think his answer was?
Not big enough.
Not big enough to sell. I think he said $1 million, $1.5 million, something like that, right? It was a really nice guy, right? I just said, so I've sold 6 companies now. 6. Hundreds of millions of dollars. My family's good. My children are good. I own hundreds of pieces of property paid off, right? Like life's good, right? I do this because I want to. I own multiple companies. I'm going to do over $100 million this year just in real estate and roofing alone, right? All retail. I'm like, coaching groups growing, man. Like everything's growing. I'm like, but I said to them nicely. I said, I'm going to tell you why I sell my companies like that. Because people want to buy them. It's a market. And if you had $5 million liquid in your bank account today, would your life get easier? And you, oh yeah, definitely. Oh my God, Jim. Like, okay. Well, when I got my first $10 million, my life got easier. And it just, and I'm not saying I worked any less, because believe it or not, I think I work harder now than I've ever worked in my life right now, a different type of work. I'm energized, I'm up, I barely drink anymore. The light's so clear to see, right? Like it's just whoosh, you know, but when you got to start somewhere, right? Like there's levels to this shit. Like guys like Tommy Mello that I have the utmost respect for, he's the unicorn, one out of 100 million people that sell their business, that grow it and then wind up selling it for 500 million, keep it half. And then, I mean, like, it's just guys, like the average person sells one company. If you're going to go off and sell six, and I got three more that are going to get sold in the next 6 months, 9 months, that's 9 companies I sold. Do the math as you keep picking up this money. It's the same as if I took one and I just grind it through it and I have to hit debt levers. And that's why, like someone like you says, I want to sell for 50 million. You might want to look at it and you say, okay, listen, I'm not telling you what to do, Jake. You seem a really nice person. Hey, listen, I got 2 kids or 3 kids, right? You said 2 or 3. 3 beautiful girls. And if I had $10 million in the bank, would Jake's life be a little bit easier? Not saying you wouldn't work, but would it relieve a little bit of financial stress? Would it? Okay. So,
Well, fella, we ain't gonna stop grinding. It's just it's in our hustle, it's in our nature, it's in our blood, you know?
but you can always keep grinding. You can go run it back.
They invest in it, now you get to start getting all this residual income, all this passive income. Yeah, of course. And in life, you can't wipe the fucking smile off your face because, you just fucking winning all the way around, you know?
Maybe that's why I'm always smiling.
That's it, baby. I'll be smiling too. I'm smiling now. I ain't there yet, and I'm still smiling. So, you gotta everybody, you gotta love where you're at and then continue grinding for what you have the potential for.
But that's why I'm telling you, why not take your foreign company? Because if you get it to 10 million and you had 2 million EBITDA, you could probably sell for 12 million, right? Keep 8 of it, right? That's 8 million liquid. You could go into roofing, fencing. I mean, you seem like I love all the signage in the back. You seem like you got your head on straight. You seem like you understand the risk. You understand systems. You don't get to 4 million without understanding systems, processes, some things. Now you got to scale and make it faster and better. But with $8 million, could you see yourself going into a different home service trade?
Look, not only is, extraordinary flooring my personal thing, but Make It Extraordinary is my personal brand. So, Make It Extraordinary can go anywhere. This personal brand I'm building, on helping people achieve that extraordinary life of theirs, it can be taken anywhere. And I set that BHAG a couple years ago. But
I'm not telling you. I want you to do it. Like I'm cheering for you, Jake. When you do it, I hope you call me up and be like, Lance, I fucking did. I'll be like, yo, let's go, Jake. Come up to Philadelphia. I won't go out and party, but we can definitely get dinner on the farm together.
the difference between me and maybe some other, go after an entrepreneurs. Like I'm taking the next right step. I'm going wherever God leads me. I'm listening to him, and I'll take that.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the Exit Rich podcast, the podcast that will be live from the Roofing Process Conference. Tickets went fast last year, and they are already on pace to sell out. Get your tickets before it's too late.
I set that BHAG. To me, it's BHAG. It's big, hairy, audacious. But I'm not like ride or die 50 million. No. When the right opportunity arises, somebody offers me 10 mil liquid. Let's go, baby. Let's go, and then I'm going to continue making the next play. Right. So like I take it, man, I go where my heart leads me. I'll do the next right thing for my company. I do the next right thing for my family. I do the next right thing for myself. I keep getting better each and every day. Like life, I can't wipe the smile off of my face now, man. So like when that happens, when that opportunity arises, my brand is going to continue building and growing, then I'll take it, like I just feel like we just getting started. The things that I am putting into play that could have that sale happen within a few years instead of that 10-year goal is obviously we're ramping up residential. So, the plan within 3 years is to get commercial in the 5 to 7 mil range, get the residential in the 2 to 3 mil range, and then get the maintenance division in the 1 mil range. And having that right there, that makes the company so much more sellable. And maybe somebody just wants a piece of it. Maybe somebody wants a piece of the maintenance. Maybe somebody only wants the residential. Maybe somebody wants the commercial. But I'm building the systems to where it scales without me. I'm building the systems to where, yes, I'm involved, of course, but it does run predominantly without me. I can take off here and it still keeps going. Um, but, the more I put it in that play right there, that's to me where it gets very interesting for somebody who may want to buy it. And no, I'm not ride or die holding out until it's 50 mil. No. Like when the right opportunity arises, it arises. And if it happens in 3 years or it happens in 7 years, I'm all for it, bro. I'm enjoying the ride, man. I'm enjoying the ride.
Good, I'm glad you are. Talk to me about extraordinary, your brand extraordinary. You seem like you're down with that, trying to make everybody go from ordinary to extraordinary lives. Talk to me about that.
So, for 20 plus years, the flooring motto has been make it extraordinary, right? Why have ordinary floors when you can make it extraordinary? So that's been the business brand for 20 plus years. But over the past 4 to 5 years, it started becoming my life motto, man. And really when I started, I've always had good things going on, everything's relative compared to what, compared to who, compared to many, I've done plenty, compared to plenty, I haven't done any, right? It depends on who you're comparing yourself to. And guys like us are always comparing ourselves to the people up there at the top, right? So, um, but since I started getting everything together, and I tell people it's like finances, fitness, family, passion. You put those four things together in your life and you have all four of them working together and that's when you start feeling extraordinary, right? So once I started putting all of those things together, I've had good things in business, I've had good things in family, I've had highs and lows in my fitness in my life. But ever since I've locked it all in, my life feels extraordinary, like I can go through challenges, I can go through ups and downs, but tomorrow I'm gonna wake up loving life and just feeling good about it, man. And so, I can tell you that fitness is probably that one thing that locked it in completely. When I would always be a get ready for the summer guy and then let myself slack in the winter guy. And I'm no longer that. Now I stay fit 100% of the time, year round. And that just keeps me on an even keel. And that improves everything in my family, that improves everything in my businesses. And now that make it extraordinary deal is just turned into my passion. So, over my lifetime, I will help millions of people be inspired in some kind of way, right? However that is yet to be fully determined, but I'm gonna just keep doing me and keep stepping up and leading with my passion, leading with my heart. And I was blessed to have a bunch of people to look up to when I grew up, and some just blessed in my family, some blessed around me, and some man, just fucking heroes like fucking Arnold Schwarzenegger or something, just people to fucking look up to, and I want to be that to many people, man. And I think that's just gonna be that's my passion play, that's my legacy play. I could sell this business or not sell this business. I could make millions selling it, but that's great and that's gonna be great for me and my family. But that's not necessarily what's gonna be my legacy. This other make it extraordinary stuff is what's gonna be my legacy.
Here's a question for you, right? Yeah, I heard you say something about you compare yourself to the people, to other people. Can you tell me what that means? Like you compare yourself to other people?
Well, I'm always looking up to people that are doing the things that I want to be doing. I'm looking up to the mentors out there, the people that are crushing it, man. You know, uh, shit, guys such as yourself, guys such as Grant Cardone, guys such as Dan Martell, guys that are crushing it in business, they're crushing it, in socials, they're inspiring, they're changing lives, they're doing things, I look up to those kind of guys and learn something from them and take plays from them and while while I can have people come around me and be in, let's just call it the circle I grew up in, and a whole lot more moderate level, look at me and see the things I'm doing and maybe be inspired by them. But then when I'm looking up at these other levels and I'm inspired by those other levels, right? So I'm inspired.
And you're more inspired. You're not comparing yourself. You
Me, man. I'm not trying to be the next anybody else. I'm the only me. I'm just looking up to the levels that other people are doing. I'm looking up to the things that other people are doing. I don't want to be them, but I see what they are doing. So I see the possibilities, and it instills in me that I know that I'm capable of doing more things, right? So it's not that I want to be like somebody else. It's I see the other levels that other people are achieving, and it makes me know that it's achievable.
Here's a question for you. What role has sales played into your company's growth and what you do? 'Cause you seem like you communicate well, you talk well, you're good looking. I'm assuming you started out as a sales guy?
You know, everything's sales, right? But can it I when I can look at and compare myself to true sales guys, I'm not a sales guy. Uh, I built this business. I've made millions and millions of dollars in sales, right? But I'm not a sales guy. I could be so much better as a sales guy. How do I sell? I sell by my reputation. I sell by the knowledge that I know what's going on. I sell by having a price that is in that range that is, comparable to what that job should be, and then our reputation closes that sale. But I've done a lot of sales training. I've done a lot of masterminds. I've
Train
trained with sales guys, right? I could be a better salesman, but I'm actually not. How I sell things is my reputation. How I sell things is the knowledge that I have and the reputation that we have, more than particular sales, let's call it trainings or tactics that we would train an average, let's call it a door-to-door sales guy or any just sales guy, right? Those trainings and those tactics, I could probably be a lot better than what I am. But fortunately, I speak well, I act well, I stand behind myself, and we've built a reputable company. And that's where most of my sales come from, not necessarily being a salesman, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I mean, you believe in the product, you believe in what you do, so it's easy for you to sell it.
It is, and in the same way, like I know that, man, as busy as I am, I could probably sell even more if I had the right follow-up process. Sometimes we're always working on that follow-up process. I feel like I get so busy, I follow up on the ones that really intrigue me, or the bigger fish, right? The ones I really want, I'll follow up on them, but all the rest of them, I'll kind of let them slide. So
Oh, man, automate that through HubSpot. Automate, automate, automate. Jesus Lord.
we have done that. It is automated through HubSpot, just the follow-up emails. And it's got a few, but I feel like a personal touch to that follow up would close a little bit better than the HubSpot automations.
Always. Quick question for you, 'cause I don't want to take up too much of your time, and I appreciate you coming on. If someone wants to get a hold of you, talk to you about being extraordinary, not ordinary, how do you get a hold of you, Jake?
Uh, Instagram, all the facials, all the socials. Instagram's the main one. Make_it extraordinary. So make it extraordinary is the handle. That's the one. Extraordinary flooring. Any way you look at it is the business one for extraordinary flooring, but the personal one is make_it extraordinary.
Listen, I appreciate you being here. Everybody, come down to the roofing conference December 3rd through 5th, Marco Island. We're literally elite VIPs are almost sold out. VIPs are 60% sold out, and our GA is selling out. So get a ticket now. It's sales, marketing, systems, processes, how to build your home service based business. Let's have go, people. Jake the Snake Thank you so much for being here. Keep it extraordinary, everyone. Don't be ordinary.
Man,
Thank you so much, brother. I appreciate you being here. Good luck. I hope to see you soon, my friend.